For Jason Mehl, everybody.
Hey, good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
Really good.
All right, how we all doing tonight? Good? All right, I'm gonna pretend. A lot of who's going on here. So you're about to hear either some really good comedy or really bad karaoke. So it's been a while actually since I did stand-up because COVID happened. I wrote a whole bit about losing weight, but over the years I ended up gaining weight. I'm gonna have to do this entire set in reverse. But it's come around because I did used to be obese, and people ask me what it was like to struggle with obesity, and I'm going to be honest, obesity is not a struggle. Obesity was delicious. being skinny, trying to lose weight, etc. That's the struggle right there. So did you guys ever hear of Ancestry.com? Okay, Ancestry.com is a website where you pay to hear stuff that you already know. So it's gonna, you're gonna look up and be like, hey, I wonder where my German grandmother was from. Germany? What? And then, I feel like I could do that. Like I could just look out in the audience, all right? And I can be like you. Based on your complexion, I can tell that you are 100% from planet Earth. There you go. Look at that. 100% accuracy. Although, to be perfectly honest, I'd love to be proven wrong. I'd love for someone to stand up and be like, no, Jason, actually, you're... And then they just start sprouting tentacles out, and they're like, we will destroy your planet. And I'm like, all right, chill. You know what? Wait a few election cycles, and you might not have to lift a finger. See, the thing about that joke that I like is, it could be for a Democrat, it could be for a Republican. The joke goes both ways, because it's Pride Month. Where was I going with this? And then on the commercial too, you'll even, it'll be some woman, and she's like, I realized I was related to Joan of Arc. And that is where I get my strength from. And I'm like, all right, Carol, you work in a call center, so you don't need that much strength. And then I thought to myself too, what would it be like if I found out I was related to let's say a king? I was direct descendant of a king. I wouldn't live my life any differently. I don't think. Attention, all Stop and Shop customers. Your prince has arrived! To answer your question, my Hamilton audition went great. Thank you. There's other wannabe stand-up comics in the audience, which is awesome. Although I'm gonna right now, from my experience, say the one mistake that we all make. The one mistake we all make is we tell our coworkers we do stand-up comedy. Worst mistake ever, because now they're going to want to be our writers. They're going to be like, hey, you should joke about our jobs. And I tell them, the whole audience is not made up of male escorts. Now, originally that joke ended with male prostitutes, but with this body, I gave myself a promotion. And, so at work, like something ridiculous would happen, like the printer would jam. And my coworkers would be like, oh, you should talk about this in your stand-up. And there's no way I can make that funny. But there was one time at work, and I was trying to find these forms, and I couldn't find them anywhere, and I'm running around. Well, it turns out the printer jammed. Do you remember that? Does anyone have a friend that bakes, by the way? I do. I have a friend that she bakes, and she made this really good fruit spread. And it goes really good on toast. It's like really good fruit preserves. And she emailed me the recipe. And I had my friend, I was telling my friend about it. And he goes, that sounds really good. Can you get me a copy? And I said, yes, I'll printer jam recipe. That's right. You thought we left the office. No, you didn't. We are still at the office. You can't leave because it's not 5 o'clock yet. Everyone's at the office freaking out because the printer jam. Bill's running around, Bill with all the ink stains on his shirt. Bill, such a nice guy. Until they discovered all the bodies. I'm going to try some new stuff actually now. All right, so now in work, I used to work in an office. Was anyone called unprofessional? All right, I was a lot of times. But you know what? I take it as a compliment because it means I'm different, I'm unique, and I stand out, and I'm memorable. And then I'd often think to myself, like, you know, what is professional? Professional is waking up at 6 in the morning to put on this ridiculous suit. You know, a suit's a costume for boring people, where, you know, you have to put on this tie. And, you know, you cannot get this tie wrong, because if you do not have your tie, it's unprofessional. Being professional is sitting in traffic, you know, being stuck, slowly crawling at 7 a.m., being surrounded by all the other suckers that went to college. Being professional is sitting in a cubicle, 9 to 5, and not being able to think about sex, because now that's harassment and that's an issue. And has anyone ever seen any of these sexual harassment trainings that we had to go through at work? It's a little ridiculous and a little far-fetched. You get this guy that walks up and he's like, hey, check out the intern. And he walks up and he's like, hey, what's up, babe? Yeah, how about after work, you and me go for a little... Now, who wants to tell me where Braxton went wrong? Choose the option that best fits the answer. Choose the option that That's right. He forgot to wear his tie. Thank you.